Alright, title of this video, what it's supposed to be, energetic evolution, right? Now, I typically like to record my videos outside, so sorry for the wait between this video and my last video. I typically like to just have a peaceful environment away from people, so if my videos are inconsistent, my bad. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for tuning into this video. Before we get into it, it really means a lot that you take your time to watch this video, and I hope this lesson reaches you all well. So let's get into it, right? Energetic evolution, right? It's just a term I call for removing energetic blockages, or removing, or really getting to know yourself in a more primal, raw form, right? There's some truths I want you to listen to before we actually get into the core of this video. Number one, energetic blockages are not real, right? They're not real. They're only in your mind, right? They only exist in here and in how you feel. Number one. Number two, there's no weight of the world on your shoulders. There's no responsibility, duties, and there's nothing that must be done that should be on your shoulders, right? You don't need to be anything else but yourself, right? Now that being said, use your discernment. If you have children, obviously children can't fend for themselves. You take care of children because you love them, like so, you know. But there, I say that to say that I say that to say people often feel the weight of the world on their shoulders. People often feel crippled by society. People often feel taken over by duties and responsibilities, right? And I could say this as somebody who has managed to move through a lot of energy and to just stop giving two flying bats about what people say, right? I was gonna curse, but I can't do that. So, uh, let me get into it, right? You need to learn to communicate with yourself honestly and openly, right? Communication doesn't have to be through words. Communication can be through feelings and emotions, right? What do I mean by that? So, I sit with my body, right? And let's say, there are people with yes, you are feeling horny and they wanna go jack off and stuff, right? Okay. I would sit with this feeling. I feel horny, right? This isn't the final form of my energy. Energy moves, energy flows, right? Everything is energy, right? This is energy moving from one spot to the next one, state to another state. This is energy moving. That is energy. This is energy. This is energy, just in different forms, right? The air I breathe is energy. The air passes through into my lungs, energizes my body. I release energy, right? When I punch, I used to do boxing, I release energy into my opponents, right? When I do Tai Chi, I release energy. I move energy through my body, right? Now, you sit here with this horny feeling, right? And you ask yourself, alright, you sit with it, you listen to it. What is it telling me? Maybe it may not be that I want to jack off, maybe it's just that I want some intimacy. I want some arms on my foot. Yeah, I want some intimacy. I want some uh, connection with somebody. I want pleasure. I want to love somebody and to have them look at me lovingly. Maybe that's what energy means, right? I'm just giving you examples, right? So, people have cursed themselves with energetic blockages, right? For example, someone may say, oh, I can't go play my guitar in public because these people will judge me, right? So that's an energetic blockage that is stopping them from doing what they want to do. No, they feel that that is a version of themselves that they've created. It doesn't exist anywhere else besides in here and here, right? Remember, whatever you believe is whatever is created. So that energy is perpetuating itself because your body is an energy system, right? Your body is an energy system. So wherever you draw your energy from is wherever that energy will feed into your body. Your body will feed off of that energy, and your body will keep reproducing that energy. And since it's in that energy already, and as a frequency that it knows, right? Listen, it will continue to move off of that energy, right? So, how do you remove that belief, that energy blockage, right? You listen, you feel it without judgment, right? You understand that it doesn't matter if people around you treated you bad, right? Because somebody could kick me in my foot and I don't have to get my angry at them. Just saying, right? Like somebody could do me something and I'm like, okay, that's just where you are at, right? People only know better when they only do better when they know better, right? So listen to this version. Okay, why do I feel that way? Okay, I don't want to be judged, right? I don't want to be judged for my guitar in public, so I'm gonna say that. Okay, I'm gonna protect myself from being judged by not playing guitar in public, right? Now this is a survival tool of yours created for your benefit of feeling good, right? So I don't recommend you chase after. Ow, what the jail? Is it have ants here too? I don't recommend that you try to defeat your fear by um like going out and playing guitar in public. No, that's horrible, right? You're just learning to live with an energy blockage, with a belief in your mind. You don't want to do that. You want to realize that the belief is you in that moment, right? The belief not is you, is a part of you in that moment, right? So, I can say. So that version of you exists within here and here, right? Here and here. So you look at the vision and say, I love you. Thank you so much for creating a safe space in me where I don't have to feel judged for playing my guitar. Right? You keep me away from being judged, keep me from being hurt. However, I realize that I really do want to play this guitar in public. And I can't live my life in your chains. I can't live my life in my chains. I can't live my life in fear. It hurts me because I want to do something and I can't do it if you're around. So thank you for keeping me alive, helping me survive in this world of judgment. Thank you for being there for me, and I offer you a seat next to me, right? I drive, you don't control me, but I love you because you are me. I created you, and you make friends with that thing, and then suddenly it's like you never had it in the first place. It's like you never even had that fear in the first place. Like seriously, like my mind, I can't think in negativity. I can't tell myself I don't want to do that because it hurts me, you know. So you may say, oh, I have so much responsibilities and the weight of keeping up a persona of people liking me, of doing good. Like no, I don't I don't care to do good anymore. I don't care. I want to do what I want to do that aligns with me, right? If doing good hurts me, I don't want to do good. Just as simple as that. If it hurts me, I don't want to do it. If it brings stress to me, I don't want to do it. So, for example, people want your help for their comfort because they feel stressed in their mind, right? They don't need your help. Your help is not a requirement in their life. People are plenty strong and can figure it out on their own. If they can't, it's their responsibility, right? Even if you have to use your discernment. You right? Don't need to help anybody, right? People need to help themselves. The best way for someone to help themselves is for you. The best way to show people how to help themselves is to be a example, an inspiration of who you are, and that naturally shines on people. They want to do better themselves. Teach a man to fish or give him the fish, right? If somebody says, I want your help, then yeah, but don't offer your help to anybody willy nilly. Don't cast your pearls before swines, even if people need it, because they can only receive as much as to the point that they're at in life, right? So I say this to say, you may feel that you have the responsibility of keeping people happy. No, you don't. You're just stressing out yourself trying to keep people happy, right? You don't need the image. Think about it this way, people are going to be who they are regardless of if you were there, right? You might have said, oh, I wanted this toy when I was young, and my parents said I could have the toy, but when I got home, they took my money for that I saved up and said, yeah, I owe them money. So now I feel like I have to work really hard to get stuff, or I feel like I don't deserve things unless I do X, Y, and Z, right? So that's you taking on a belief of for what your parents did, right? So now you're gonna separate yourself from what your parents did. And they say, wait a minute, I didn't do anything wrong. I just wanted that toy innocently, right? And you're gonna look at yourself and say, okay, I just wanted that toy. They took my money. This had nothing to do with me. I didn't do anything wrong. They have their own problems. I don't need to feel that way, feel that hurt, feel that resentment, feel that that pain. I don't need to, because even though they took my money, it was wrong of them. It was they're dumb for doing that, but because they didn't know the implications it had on me. But if feeling angry hurts me, then I don't want to hurt me, you know, and you just let go. It's not even like you're forgiving them, because they're forgiven automatically once you forgive yourself, right? This is I'll use another thing. Ow, 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 ow. Um, I'll use another thing, right? People are often afraid of doing stuff. Um, so I sit with fear, right? What does fear tell me? For example, fear tells me, oh, I really want to do good at this thing. Okay, I'm afraid of falling off this bike. Oh, I really want to stay on this bike. Oh, okay. So I'm not afraid of falling off the bike. I just want to do good at being on the bike. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to cut myself because it would hurt. So I'm not necessarily afraid. I just don't want to see myself hurt. So I want to see myself good. Oh, so I just need to be happy. Like it makes sense. It just makes sense that way, you know? Like this is why you need to communicate with yourself on a daily basis. Now me, I I sit in silence, right? I don't have a routine for doing this. This is just something that goes on in my mind on a regular basis. If I feel an energy block it, so I need to put this phone down. I'll speak a bit louder for you all to hear me, right? I might feel an energy blockage in here, right? While let's say I'm watching YouTube, or let's say I'm playing video games, for example, or if I'm working out, I'll just be like, oh, I breathe in, I listen. Oh, I might get a memory, I might get a feeling, I sit with that feeling. Oh damn, she really stopped talking to me because of this. I really love that person, and I really did try my best. I mean, it hurt me that they walk away, but then you realize that that version of you that is hurt is still there, breathing, looking for attention. You look at that version, you close your eyes, even if you can't, you sit with the feeling. You listen to that version of you say, I love you. You extend your hand to them. I know why we anxiously avoid people, because we were hurt back then, and this is our survival mechanism. Oh, I see you, I understand you. I understand myself. And I want you to come here and sit with me because you are me. And then you listen to their voice inside. Then they use the energetic evolution, right? Oh, well, I actually want to build a connection with people and I want to love them deeply. I want to hug my friends. I want to kiss my friends. I want to love my friends as deeply as I can. I want to love my family, you know? That's what it is. You just anxiously avoid people because you want to love them, but you're afraid to. And you're afraid because you just listen to the energy. And I swear, once you do this, and I do this, whether if I wake up in the night, I do this. If I wake up in the morning, I do this. I Your dreams are also reflections of your reality. So the more aware you are in real life, the more aware you are in your dreams naturally. Your dreams could tell you some things like, okay, so for example, right, if you see water in your dreams and the water is muddy, it means you have stuff on your mind. You need to deal with things in your spirit. If the water is clear, free flowing and running, beautiful, your mind is clear, you're happy, right? For example, if the dream is bouncing around from some thing to thing to thing, that means your mind is always bouncing around, right? If the dream has a consistent theme of something that you like, that means you love that thing. If you see somebody dying in your dream, it means a part of you has died and you have released something energetically, right? If you see, for example, if you can't run in your dreams, it means you have blockages in yourself that you need to work through. You know, if you can fly in your dreams, if you could walk, if you could talk, the amount of autonomy you have in your dream is directly reflected to your life, and you need to map that out and see where that lets you go. So, just an example of the amount of energetic freedom I may have, right? So, I'm gonna think of a beat, right? So, I do beatboxing, I think of a beat, right? So, example, I can do that now because I don't have the inhibition, the mental blockage of feeling judged. Like I stand out in a field right now, anybody through the window could see me, could probably hear me, right? I don't have that blockage because I care about myself. The more you care about yourself, the less hurt you can produce to yourself, right? So, for example, I was very much mistreated by adults as a child, right? By people in my school and by other people, and I realized that I was carrying around that abusive energy. I was telling myself, no, you can't do this. X, Y, and Z. You're gonna get judged for things like that, right? Because I was carrying around that abusive energy. I was abusing myself. So I sat with that energy and I said, whoa, no more. I listened to myself. I said, I actually really want to do good. I don't care what they want to say. So it became ruthless. I don't care. It became outgoing and bashful, right? And I was like, damn, I don't like being in this energy. So I sat with the rootless energy. So it said, oh, okay. So what I was trying to tell myself was, I don't care what comes my way. My will is strong and I want what I want. Nobody can take that away from me. But I still love people. I don't have to be this aggressive way. I can actually sit down, enjoy the ride, and let that shit attract me, become attracted to me. Let stuff fall in love with me as I fall in love with stuff. Because when you think like the world is in love with you, it wants to give you stuff. You dig. You have to change your perspective, right, on things. So, um, another thing is, right, people who often fear deeply will say, I am not afraid because that part of them that is talking, that part of them that is afraid is trying to convince themselves that they're not afraid. So they hide it by saying, I'm not afraid. They act boldly, they act strong, blah, blah, blah. You want to talk a lot, you want to do a lot of things, you have a fire in your stomach, you have a lot of passion, but really and truly, you're afraid. Once you let that go, that fear go, then it's like, oh, I don't even want to do nothing in life. I just want to be happy. I just want to be happy, you know? I just want to be me. I want to be free. And as you start to do these things every day, right, you start to take emotional logs, right? I would say you look at the emotions and you feel them. This is where logic. This is where you have your analytical side comes in, right? Analyze your emotions, you feel it. Okay. So somebody triggers you in this moment. You can I went through the phase of being um scorning and retaliating, but now I just look at it sometimes. Sometimes I don't get mad. I think these days I'm passing back to a different energetic spiral, so I feel a little bit angry when people do me stuff, but I'm working through it. I step back, I look at it, right? So why was I angry? I just don't want to be disrespected. Okay. Disrespect is something that happens in my mind and my heart, so I just need to remove disrespect. Nobody could hurt me, nobody could disrespect me, right? I am. That's the overall truth of everything is I am, and nothing in this human world could hurt me, right? Just don't touch me. You just can't touch me. That's power. And now, so all of a sudden, it's like I've never been able to be disrespected. So it's like my body starts vibrating at that level. And the point that I've reached in my journey, for example, the other day, I was just watching my shoe rack. I was like, I need to get new shoes. Bam, new pair of shoes. Bam. 2 hours later, somebody gave me a pair of shoes for free. Really cool shoes. I love it. Bam, week later, I got another pair of shoes. And it just was like, yeah, thanks. I just thought about it and it came to me. Right? In my mind, whatever I think about can come to me. I can do it. So what you need to ask yourself is what is taking away from me getting stuff? Manifestation is bullshit. Right? Because manifestation techniques is bullshit because we are manifestors. We are creators by default. So whatever you think you can have, whatever you feel you can have. So if you say if you need a technique to manifest something, that means you have too much things in your field blocking you from having it, right? The fact that I could think about something and it just comes means that I have little things, little resistance blocking me, right? So whatever is making you resistive to to new energy flowing in from you is whatever you need to deal with and remove, right? Like I breathe air, right? If I had a blockage in my nose, it would be hard for me to breathe air, and I would need a machine to help me breathe air. Manifestation techniques are like the machine, but you have it all in yourself. You are the machine, the originator of that thing. So you remove what's blocking you, and you automatically have it. You feel it and you have it because you are you, and I am me. And you, as you go through this, you know, you alchemize certain energies and you just naturally evolve and grow every day. I don't recommend that you sit down and do this with yourself every day because it will be tiring. There will be times that you just don't want to do it. Sometimes I just scroll watching YouTube. I like watching motorcycle videos. I like to draw. I like to beatbox. I like to play guitar. I like to play video games every now and again. I like to go for walks. I love my friends, you know. Just don't try to do it. Let it be something that happens naturally, right? Once you learn to sit with yourself and communicate in your deepest parts at least one time, then it'll start to happen naturally, in my opinion. That's how it started, because I accidentally figured this out once, and ever since then it was like a snowballing effect. It just my body kept wanting to release, is a purging, and now when I do this, the amount of energetic phases that I go through, my body literally gets sick sometimes because of the amount of energy I'm releasing from this life. And then after that, I feel great. I feel more energized, more confident, more powerful. You know, I feel like I have more energy, like I'm invincible. I feel like me. I love me. After all these energetic phases, but your body literally responds to how you are. So when you release all this energy, you will you will you will in some cases literally get sick and get these horrible symptoms, and then it'll just pass and you'll be happy and you'll be free. And sometimes you'll just feel like to not sleep one day. Sometimes you'll just feel, I mean, to sleep whole day. Sometimes you'll just feel to to just do nothing whole day. Sometimes you feel not to eat. Sometimes you just want to eat a lot. You know, going through all these energetic phases because you need to fuel your body for this. So don't force yourself to do it. Let it happen naturally. Like I'll probably go on this walk here, and naturally some more things will come up, and I'll just get rid of it. I'll feel it leaving my body. But it does take a toll on you. It does take a toll on you. And it takes a toll in a good way. So you need to be prepared for it, like, you know, to communicate with yourself every day, right? But in a natural way, not forced, not sit down and say, I'm going to communicate myself for 20 minutes. No. Every decision I make, everything I do, I often would feel into it as much as I can, listen to myself into it as much as I can until it became second nature, so I don't have to do it anymore. So it's not like I'm doing it. It just happens, you know? It's like breathing at this point. You know, like before I used to be like, oh, I want to go have fun on that. I was like, no, I just have fun now. Yeah. It's just a part of me. But I hope that helps. I really, really hope that helps. I love you all.